I decided to make a t-shirt for a little boy as part of a donation I was making to his family. I thought this might be a good time to do a study in typography in the CRICUT. So I typed his name in, Jakaun, and started looking at all the different fonts that was available. And this was so much fun. I could have spent hours going through the different fonts, but I managed to pull up about a half dozen ones that I liked in about 30 minutes. For the J, I chose a font called A Frightful Affair Crack, which is a two-colored font and layered. So the J was separate, but when I took over the bottom black layer, I had to ungroup the letters so I could grab the J. Then I sent it to the back, and there was my J. For the first A, I chose American Uncial. The K, I chose Boogle Regular. Then for the second A, I chose Three Bird Life a Party, and I had to ungroup those so I could grab the A and size it. And with the U, I went to PN Peach Preserves Solid. I don't know where they get these names, but they're interesting. I wanted a good N for the ending of his name, so I spent a little more time researching the fonts and finally settled on this slightly weird font called Rock Princess Girl Skull. With my letters chosen, it was time to create my design field. So I chose a square from Shapes on the left side rail. Hey, sorry for the interruption, but if you like what you're watching, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and ring the bell to be notified of all new tutorials. And went into width and put 5 inches in there. Then I colored it gray because that was the color of his shirt. Now came the fun part of trying to figure out how to put all of these letters inside of 5 inches. So I started playing around with the letters and giving them some color to see how it would look. That goofy end was giving me fits. So it was back to font selection where I decided on good old Autumn in November. And I like this font because of the descender of the end, which goes below the line. I thought that looked good. And as usual, just when I thought I was finished, I decided that my design needed tweaking. I didn't feel the U was strong enough for the N to attach to. It needed more heft. So I chose Three Bird Life a Party and made it blue. And that left me with changing the A from Three Birds to PN Peach Preserves, which I liked better. Now I'm obsessing over that U because I think it's boring. So I go up to a new font, which is Confetti Sprinkles, and grab that U. Have to ungroup it, take the U out, change it to blue, and replace the other U. And I like this U much better. finally, I start looking at my design and I decide I really like it. So I'm cleaning up my design field, getting rid of all the stuff I didn't use, to get rid of the background because I'm preparing to print. I look at my design one more time, I size it accordingly. But of course, first I realized I haven't saved this project at all, which is unlike me. So I save it before I make it. Now, because I only have these letters and I want to cut them all on one mat, I go up to the right-hand corner and press Color Sync and start grabbing each letter and moving them into one color. And that'll help me get it all onto one mat and save a lot of time. The very first thing I do when I'm in the Make It section is to mirror this image because I'm using HTV on fabric. So it has to be cut backwards. That's called mirroring it. And then I start manipulating my letters to where I want them placed. Hey guys, you can reduce the number of pieces of vinyl you have to cut, and I've added a bonus video at the end of this to show you exactly how to do it. And by the way, as always, if you're enjoying this tutorial, please give us a thumbs up and like and share it. We would really appreciate that. I've decided that weeding vinyl is kind of like playing golf. You either love it or hate it, and I happen to love both. But I do have the right equipment for both. And for my craft supplies, my favorite piece of equipment is my Tweety Light, and we do sell this on our website. I'll provide a link below. And it makes weeding so much easier. I usually end up weeding at night, so the bright light gives me just that extra boost I need to be sure to get all the tiny pieces. I have my heat press set to about 314, 315. We're going to get a center line. So now I take each of my separate letters and trim them very close. I want the transfer tape as small as possible so I can put my letters side by side when I press them. Now you can't see it too well here, but I do have that center line that I pressed previously. So I just begin lining up my letters the way I want them. And eventually I just eyeball everything. That's the way I do it. I'm an eyeballer. Now, because this is all matte vinyl, I only have to press it for about 3 to 5 seconds. So after I press it, I take my cooling block and cool off the vinyl and then remove the transfer tape. And I continue doing that with the rest of the letters, including the red J on top of the black background. Now, as I mentioned before, I've attached a bonus video that you'll see in just a couple of seconds if you stay tuned, that will show you how you can use the attach option to reduce the number of layers that you have to cut. One more quick press and we'll have the little shirt done. Okay, these were the colors I finally settled on. Red, white, black, kind of an aqua yellow, and blue. But I want to show you how I could have simplified my cutting and reduced the number of layers I had to work with. And that's simply by hiding all of these colors except for black. And then we'll just select all and attach that. And there you go. One less piece of vinyl you have to put on.